Too many students experience harassment or bullying
as a result of their sexual orientation
or other factors.
But we want you to know that we love you
because of who you are.
I grew up in a family that was very accepting, but at school sometimes I was made fun of and bullied.
My first semester of college, I was kind of forced to go to a very conservative religious school. And basically every day you would hear gay people go to hell, you're a terrible person. I went through some very difficult times. I attempted suicides and things.
I was the president of my high school's GSA, so I know what it's like to get labeled and names called.
My parents, when they found out, well, it was not a great story.
I was born into a really conservative Republican family, and I actually told them I was gay probably about maybe 2 or 3 weeks before college started. And they just did everything that they could possibly think of to stop supporting my lifestyle. They sold my car, they deactivated my phone.
Growing up, it wasn't always the easiest thing. I had to stay in the closet for a good portion of my life, slowly but surely inching out. And I don't know, there's always that time, especially when you self-identify as a gay or a lesbian or someone who's bi or trans, where you really don't feel like there's any hope and you just really want to give up.
I grew up in kind of a small town. It's a town that I love and that I call home, but it's also kind of got a bit of a limited perspective on a lot of things, and it's never really a place where I could feel like I could be truly myself.
Everything felt really small. The way people were thinking, the way people define themselves.
It's our own insecurities that cause us to hurt other people.
They're not necessarily full of hate, but they're just not aware.
Confront that lack of familiarity with an open mind and an open heart, because every human being that we do encounter is a part of us. It's all just life. It's all just life. And if we could just remember that, we would find ourselves being enriched simultaneously in so many different ways.
The RAs really work hard in terms of getting people to really take those barriers away, take those stereotypes away, and just see people for who they are and not what they think that they see.
I see so many different people, and now it's my job to interact and make people feel comfortable.
We've interacted with students from a multitude of different backgrounds, different religions, races, ideologies, and sexual orientations. And what we found is that they're all the same. We don't judge people based on preference, and we don't want you to either.
Whether it's a joke that is in very poor taste or someone using hateful speech to your face, know that that's not okay.
I think our job is to make sure they're aware of the impact they can have, and that might help create an environment where people are more sensitive and might say less of those jokes.
So the next time you see something done wrong, make sure that you are speaking up for that person, or you're speaking up for the cause.
They always say it's the darkest before the dawn, and that's true. So as dark as it may seem, the sun will rise. I mean, granted, if you're in Alaska or something, it might not rise for 12 hours, but it does rise.
I want students, faculty, and staff to know that they're not alone, that this is a community where there are programs, there are events, informative and fun, that they can participate in, they can feel welcome, they can connect to resources.
Talk to me, or anybody willing to listen.
I know that at times things look like it is miserable and nothing is going to get better, but I'm on the other end of this whole story, and it does.
So here's the thing. You are perfection. You are brilliant and fabulous, and you are loved. And I know, and I believe, that it will get better because you're here in the world.
It's truly something beautiful to be unique in who you are. And this time is tough, and it's going to be hard, but you conquer by continuing, and you have to continue to get to the good stuff.
And as cliche as it sounds, there's a reason why it's called It Gets Better.
I finally met people who were interesting and thoughtful, that were brave.
Eventually, I grew to realize that as long as I'm confident in who I am, people will just flock to me. People will come onto this couch with me eventually, and it will soon get better. I promise you that you will make friends, and it will get better for you always.
One day, I just decided that I don't have to stay in this kind of environment, so I decided to transfer to UK, and the very day that I did, I realized how different the world is when you can be around people who accept you. So it does get better, so just hang in there.
You have to go through the hard times to appreciate the good times.
My parents have realized that the way they acted wasn't the best, and it does get better. Over time, it does.
Now I'm in college, I'm living on my own, and I couldn't be happier. I'm about to get a job, I have a cell phone, I'm just getting right back on track, and I have amazing friends.
I came to UK and was really able to kind of just take a bit of a breath of fresh air here, because especially when you get involved in a group like the Student Activities Board or other groups on campus where you're surrounded by people who are just so friendly and come from just different places and different backgrounds and are able to kind of see where you come from and celebrate who you are, it makes it so much better.
When I was a freshman at UK, I felt really lonely and unconnected, and UK Outsource helped me feel connected to the people that fit me best.
The UK family is here to ensure that this university is a place where people are respected for who they are, where they are free to speak against hate and intolerance, and where they can be comfortable with expressing themselves without fear of retribution.
There is a place for anyone and everyone, whether it's through our programs, through our services, through our facilities, but know that it's a safe place and a place to come and just be who you are.
We believe that everyone deserves safety and respect.
We value our students, regardless of your background or reason for visit.
Our clinicians and staff come from many different backgrounds and have a range of experiences.
Whenever you feel lonely, just know you are loved and you are perfect, just as you are.
Together, we can make a difference and make things better for everyone. Go Wildcats!
You can look back on this time and realize that you were stronger because of what you went through.
So our message overall is that there's a whole world of people out here that are gunning for you, that are supportive of you, that will love you just as you are.
We want you to know that irrespective of where you're from, you can always find friends here.
And we want you to know that
it gets better.
From all of us here at Outsource, it gets better.
At University Health Service, it gets better.
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 And it does get better.
It gets better.
We pledge to ensure that it gets better.
It gets better.
It will get better.
It gets 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 better.
We support
It gets better.
It gets better.
It gets better.
We are UKGSA, and it does get better. Go Cats!
It gets better.
It gets better. It gets better.
We want you to know
it gets better.
I just want you to know, no matter what you're going through, you're a strong and courageous individual, and it gets better.
So, don't worry about it. It does get better.
So remember, you are strong and you are brave and you are courageous and you are most definitely loved. It definitely does get better.